Alright, and we're back. So, my name is Quelaaris. I'm going to be playing some Dark Souls today. I'm just going to be doing a probably 20 or 30 hour run over the course of a few days or weeks. Just to get some experience of streaming and to do it for fun. I made a new Twitch channel and a new YouTube channel for this, and this is all I'm really planning to put on them at the moment. But the full series should be on there. If my audio or something breaks down in the middle, I'll still finish the run, even if the production value is lowered, because I really just want some experience. So we're going to be doing this with no armor, no shields, and no magic. I've done a soul level 1 run before, and in a soul level 1 run you use pyromancy and lightning enchanted weapons. So damage isn't really a problem in the soul level 1 run, but getting killed is. However, I never really got one-shot by any bosses unless they were doing magic damage. I had the Dust Crown, which increases magic damage you take. So I'll be doing an armorless, shieldless run with uncapped level, so that maybe I can see the other side of that challenge where you actually do get one-shot by bosses. So the soul level 1 run took me 30 hours, so I don't expect this to take me all that long. I'm not exactly an elite with this game. All of my skill comes from experience, really. I'm gonna go with a bandit, because parrying is fun. He starts with the master key, means I can take Black Firebomb. If you take Black Firebomb as your starting gift, it gives you a lot more room for error in a few parts of the game where I like to use firebombs. Not a whole lot of customization in Dark Souls. We're going to get through it pretty quickly here. Alright. And the reason we're not using magic for this run is that there are spells that give you armor, and there are spells that give you shields. And that's just kind of cheating, isn't it? So we're gonna unequip all our armor. We don't really need this weapon either, but I guess I'll keep it. Ugh. So for those of you who have not played Dark Souls before, I suppose I'll narrate the tutorial, because otherwise there's nothing to talk about. There are a bunch of enemies the sides of the room. When you start, they don't aggro on you unless you hit them. They don't drop anything useful, so they're just tutorial enemies. All these messages on the ground are tutorial messages that I don't need. We go in this door. We find our first boss. But this weapon is by far the worst weapon in the game, and we cannot kill that boss. So instead we're gonna go through the rest of the tutorial and get our equipment so that we can actually kill him. We don't need that shield. Do need this weapon though. So the reason that I'm using the bandit's knife for this is I like parrying a lot and backstabbing. And if you're using strength build, then you should just use a really heavy weapon like a great hammer for critical hits. But for a dexterity build, which is what I'm planning on doing, you should do daggers. Because critical hits do a multiplier depending on the weapon, times the weapon's base AR. So great hammers are the best for critical hits, and then ultra great swords, and then great axes, and then daggers. So if you can't use a two-handed weapon, dagger is the next best. I'm gonna go open this door. So I have never parried an attack with my bare hand, ever. But it's possible. There we go. The good thing about parrying in Dark Souls 1 is that there's no startup frames to the parry, so it's pretty easy to switch between different methods of parrying, like shield versus bare hand. The timing doesn't change all that much. We're doing great already, with our complete lack of poise. Critical hits do work with drop attacks, and this boss is also pretty vulnerable to bleed, and the bandit's knife can cause bleeding. Should happen once every 3 hits. Alright, that's the first boss done. Easiest boss in the game, but he's still kind of challenging. Unless you kill him with black fire bombs, but I have better use for those. I will probably have to close this stream down in an hour. I got stuff to do in real life. This is a nice introduction. In fact, we're already through the tutorial. I'm gonna heal up, and I'm gonna run around the starting area and collect all the items. There are some very tough enemies that I'm gonna be running past, and they might kill me. But I don't really have much to lose this early on, so it's not a big deal. So for my build, I'm going to be doing a dex build. No magic, obviously. We're going to be focusing more on HP than I usually do, but I usually focus mostly on HP early on anyways, because most of your damage ups you're getting from upgrading your weapon early on, and any increase to your damaging skills is going to do basically nothing. Usually I get my vitality up to 21, which gives you an even 1000 HP with the Ring of Favor and Protection on, and then I get Dexterity to 40. This time I'm probably going to get HP to like, or Vitality to like 30 instead. I don't know, we'll see. So here's the graveyard, bunch of skeletons. They don't do that much damage in all honesty, but they are practically invincible at this game. So even if you can kill them, and I can, they take like 6 parries to kill. Even if you can kill them, it's not really worth it. They're not exactly slow, but if you fought them enough times, you know how to evade them. Alright, that's everything in the graveyard that I care about. $500 souls. One of the big skeletons must have fallen off. Put some points into vitality. The reason I have vitality early on is because it gives such a large percentage increase. If you increase your strength from like 10 to 11, you get like 2% more damage. But increasing your vitality from 10 to 11 gives you like 10% more HP. I think that's a good a reason as any to level a skill early on. I just tried to block. Oh, I rolled into that one. You cannot parry every enemy in this game. And there's only one boss that you can parry to my knowledge. But we are going to need something else in our build. And you can bleed enemies while they're blocking, but it's very difficult. Most enemies this early on will be killed by 3 hits from my weapon because the bleed will kill them. Pretty nice. Here we got a rat. They can poison me very easily with no armor. So I don't want that. So yeah, right now I'm just going to the what the game developers intended to be the second bonfire in the game. I guess not counting with the tutorial. And from there we can buy some stuff from our merchant, prepare to fight the next boss. It'll be great. The reason why this backstab and parry build works so well is that you have iframes during the entire time you're in a backstab animation, or parry animation, which can really open up enemies to more backstabs and more parries. I do not remember if there's anything in here. Guess not. Here's a dragon. It is actually possible to get killed by that dragon if you're fast enough. Because I have no armor on and my weapon is light, I actually could have gotten killed by that dragon if I'd gone fast enough. Ah, I wasn't expecting that, bro. Good thing I leveled my HP. Too early. Too early. They got those juicy fast rolls. Alright, that's our first death. You gotta get that parry timing down. I can be really good at parrying at the end of this run. To give you an idea of how quickly or slowly this is going, the last time I played Dark Souls casually, okay, it was like a casual speedrun, I beat Quelaaris at about 2 hours. So if it takes like 6 hours to beat Quelaaris, then we know something's challenging. Missed. I can't parry you if you miss. Too early. Oh boy, a shield. I always kill rats when I see them because I use a chaos weapon late game. The damage they do scales off of lethality. And rats can drop lethality. Not lethality. This isn't League of Legends. Scales off of humanity. Try this again. He looked like he was going to do a jump attack. Not missing. Go ahead and heal. You get a lot of Estus in this game, so it's good to heal pretty often. Backstab. accidentally punching an opponent instead of blocking is actually a really good idea if they have no poise. If they have a lot of poise, it's a terrible idea. Because getting hit while you're attacking actually deals bonus damage to you, I believe. Not a huge amount of bonus damage, but worse than just taking a hit. So here I'm mostly relying on the fact that arrows in Dark Souls are incredibly slow to dodge them. I suppose if I'd stayed there long enough I would have gotten hit. There's another shield. Shields. This guy takes 5 hits to kill because he's got armor on. Here's our second bonfire. I guess we can take it. Gonna respawn all the enemies, but nice to have a new respawn point, you know, when you have no armor. And I'll go ahead and kindle it if I can. We are playing on offline mode, so I might actually be able to keep this. Humanity a little bit. Not sure. Yeah, these guys all aggro on you again, because like you gotta kill that guy and that aggro's that guy. Yeah, your shield sucks. But I need to go down here anyways. Wonder if OBS will warn me when I'm running out of disk space. That'd be nice. These guys will often, not attack you unless you hit their shield first. This guy is all about it. Sometimes I just hit their shield and then parry. Well, they're not really feeling like proving my point. But that's fine. Alright, let's see if I can do this right. Yeah! I love doing that. Right. Here we've got a merchant. Only thing we want from him is a scimitar. Good for killing really swarms of really weak things and bosses that can't be parried. Wouldn't you know, we have a swarm of weak stuff over here. So I really like the scimitar. I like that it's good to switch between single-handed and two-handed just as needed, because two-handing it doesn't just increase your effective strength, it increases your attack speed and range and base AR. So it's very nice. I have no real reason not to always two-hand it in this run though. Because if we're going to parry, then we're going to use our dagger. Got some throwing knives. I think there's like a bow and arrows in there I don't really care about. You know what? We'll make that part of the run too. No bow and arrows. I mean, that's part of basically every run I do, but whatever. So somewhere around here, there's a bunch of hollows and a bit of rubbish. I don't remember where they are. I actually did not get it on my last playthrough of this game. You know, it might be where the Black Knight is. Sure. Black Knight's gonna be fun. Alright, we're definitely gonna want to parry for this. and we're not going to want to hit by stuff while changing equipment. So I hope I can get that rubbish because you can trade it for a Titanite chunk later. Very nice. We're going to be fully upgrading at least 2, maybe 3 weapons in this run. I actually don't know where 3 Titanite slabs are, but I know there are 3 at least. And there's an enemy that is not guarding anything, so I guess I won't fight him. Got some more black fire bombs. Alright. Here is kind of where I was expecting to die for the first time. This or that other room had 3 people in it. Because fighting 3 people at once is hard. But these guys are kind of slow. I can fight 3 enemies, but I can't fight 1. You know, that makes sense. Alright, and this is one of the most important reasons to take the Master Key for. That item is extremely overpowered. And you might say it's powerful, but that doesn't mean it's overpowered. It's just a reward for exploring. But no, it's definitely overpowered. We're gonna feel, even though it's a consumable item, we're gonna be using that on 3 different bosses, and it's going to obliterate all 3 of those bosses. We're gonna be feeling its effects for quite a while. Ow. I don't want to fight both of you when your attacks are synced up. I can only parry one of you. Nice. I managed to desync their attacks. I don't really know how. It wasn't really on purpose. We could go ahead and fight the Black Knight. I mean, sure. I don't think he'd one-shot me. I think he'd two-shot me, though. This is a weakened Black Knight. In fact, he's the weakest Black Knight in the game. But he's still a Black Knight. Alright, I think I can live with that. We're gonna have, like, no Estus, though. Come in. I think he might also have worse AI than the other ones. Not sure. Anyway, he drops a ring, which is pretty worthless, but I guess I'll put it on. Oh, and a Titanite chunk, that too. Oh, he doesn't drop the ring. The ring's over here. And where I was hoping the rubbish was. I guess I'll have to look it up at some point. That's fine. We don't need the chunk right now anyways. And go up here. This guy's got a trap for you. I got stuck against the wall. Alright, and the next up is the boss. We've only got 2 Estus. Hopefully that's all we need. I'm gonna try something I've never tried before. So I've heard that gold pine resin gives a flat damage bonus, like a flat AR bonus to your currently equipped weapon. This thing is much faster than my scimitar, so theoretically it should do much more DPS. They're gonna kill this boss with a dagger, enchanted with lightning, and see what happens. Gotta kill these guys first, though. They can hit you if they feel like it, and you can't stop them. They're being nice today. Those guys cause tremendous problems if you do not kill them before the boss. I think they're the only instance of an enemy spawning in before the boss in a boss fight. Yeah, for Taurus Demon, you climb this tower, you can get like a third of his health away. Or I'm hoping, because I'm using a dagger enchanted with lightning, it's gonna be more like half his health. Nah. It might be capped, or it might be that it just doesn't work. Alright. Well, it definitely worked. It was noticeably less damage than the scimitar, but the DPS was still superior, and I did end up killing him with bleed damage, actually, not the weapon damage. So that's that boss done. He's weak to lightning. Not every boss is going to be like that, but lightning pine resin is still awesome. Alright. Talk to our buddy Solera over here. Aww. Mashing the A button. Terrible habit. Nice. So, this might actually kill me. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. No, we're fine. The damage that Fire Breath does seems highly variable, and I've never taken it before without armor. So, yeah. Now we kick down this ladder, get a shortcut to the previous bonfire that we already kindled. And we can level up. Or leave. 19, excellent. Wonder how many points I'm going to put into endurance in this run, since I don't need equipment mode. I also don't really know what rings I'm going to use. I mean, the Chloranthy ring is always a good choice, I guess. I normally just use the Ring of Favor Protection and Havel's ring, but I don't have a need for Havel's ring. Oh boy, a shield. Here's one guy that's extremely difficult to take out without parries. We got some rats in here. I'm probably gonna get poisoned. I'm gonna have to play perfectly if I don't want to get poisoned. Because they poison in one hit. Poison lasts for 3 minutes and does an almost unnoticeable amount of damage, but it stacks up. Still, it's probably going to take 5 or 6 Estus from you. Alright, there's a Black Knight above me, and he's also a nerfed Black Knight, but he's not nearly as nerfed as some of the others, like the one we fought, and he'd probably murder us right now. I only know of 3 Black Knights that are less powerful, that I know are less powerful than the ones you fight in the endgame, and he's the hardest of those 3. I died of poison. You don't see that every day. So yeah, I guess he was out of parry range, but not out of weapon range. Or maybe I just wasn't angled correctly. and he stabbed like my weapon arm. I was trying to parry with my offhand. We did not lose very much progress though. You can shoot the dragon from here. You can shoot his tail off and get a Drake sword. But I don't really feel like doing that. It's not going to be useful for that long, and I have to put points into strength. If you have a strength build, then yeah, you can go for it. It costs 16 strength to wield one hand. Alright, let's try this again. Try heavy attack. Nope, okay. My poison resist is hilariously low. That's great. Let me go ahead and equip my dagger. Alright, let's try not to die this time. Stab. Keep an eye on my health, still looks pretty fine. There we go. Alright, now it's time to take care of this boar. With the bandit's knife, he only takes 2 hits to kill. His critical hits. His hitboxes are kind of terrifying, so I gotta be careful. Interesting thing about this boar is that when he loses interest with you, he doesn't really get it back. He doesn't seem to be losing interest. But like, he lets you walk up behind him just fine once he starts walking away. Boar, are you okay? Oh, actually, I forgot you can backstab chain him. I guess that was like sort of a backstab chain. No Fangboar helm. What a shame. This part's actually pretty challenging. You got this guy who hates lowering his shield. You got those guys. I find the best thing to do is just to evade the arrows until this guy finally decides to hit you. And then get hit. And then die. You have to actually nail the parry timing though. Oh, we should probably farm the dragon every time we come up here. An extra 555 souls. Kind of a lot. Just aggro the dragon and run away. Wonder when the first time we actually lose souls will be. Like, we're somewhere really difficult, but it's really far from a save point. I don't know. Might actually be like Capra Demon. Capra Demon's not that far. Oh, and the reason I'm not two-handing my dagger, by the way, is just because I don't like how it swings. It's sort of like a mix of diagonal and vertical swings. It uses up stamina really fast. This just has a nice wide arc, and they both have about the same range. Really just personal preference. Happen again. This time I'm not poisoned. Haha. Could also try luring this guy down the stairs, which with no armor is actually probably a better strategy. Parrying and riposting on the stairs is really difficult, but it's probably still a better idea. Doesn't want to go down the stairs. Missed. Now you'll go down. And these guys themselves will pull out a sword when you approach, so they can be defending. High frames. That guy's coming to kill me. I wonder if that's just normal pathing AI, or if they actually programmed him to do that. I do not remember normal pathing AI in this game being that good. Okay. Oh boy, armor. I love armor. Alright, got more swarms of weak enemies up ahead. Fast enough you can backstab this guy. Supposed to be a trap. Okay, I tried to block. That's the first time I've tried to block in a while. I mean, I actually can block. It just doesn't work very well. Gonna need that later. Oh, show. Alright, switch back to our dagger. So this is where I was like kind of afraid of dying. Where I had the most likelihood of dying in the first time in my mind. These Bowler Knights hit very hard, and they're pretty relentless and pretty unpredictable too. They're just hard to deal with all around. They don't attack all that fast, and they won't like... They usually don't follow you when you're trying to heal. But they can still be pretty rough. Alright, and here we got two enemies flanking you from either side, so you go in, aggro one or both of them, and you run back and fight them single file. Looks like we did not get the one on the left because he's really fast. Got this guy. Ah, the bait. Do it. I feel like I timed that right. Must not have been angled properly. But I don't know, maybe the timing on the just a open fist is really tight. I don't know. All I know is that it's got 0 startup frame. I don't know why I switched it. I mean, it works. You know what? This works. Alright, go down here, we get a new bonfire. Gonna go ahead and kindle it. So I got to humanity. We're gonna go see the blacksmith. Now, generally speaking, whenever you upgrade a weapon through standard reinforcement, it adds, I think it's 10% to the base AR and 5% to the scaling. It might be 10% to both. So it's actually extremely souls efficient. And if you have the option to buy Titanite shards and upgrade your gear, it's kind of unimaginable that you wouldn't do it. So that's what we're going to spend all our souls on right now. If I don't use Monster Hunter World buttons. Alright, we're going to want to prioritize the scimitar, because we're going to use it on a boss. We can buy 5, I don't know if I'll have enough, we're going to buy 3 for now. And then upgrade it, get it again, go buy another Night Shard. And now this thing does like 30% more damage. We're like not even close to done. I'm going to go use the restroom though. But that is definitely a nice power spike for before the next boss. Alright, I'm back. And something I've realized is that I've got a bunch of souls I can use. And I did say that upgrading your equipment is by far the best use of your souls at pretty much any point in the game. So we're going to do that. Purchase more Titanite shards. Now you can farm these, but you can also farm souls. So I mean... I do want to get the bandit's knife upgraded too. But, in fact, we're going to get that to +1 right now, I think. Now that we got our Scimitar +4. Scimitar +4 is definitely pretty good. Now, before the next boss, we do have some errands that I want to run, actually. But first we're going to progress up to the boss, because there's a ring that I want. Is a very good ring, and pretty much any experienced Dark Souls player knows what ring I'm talking about. Yeah, you do have to kill these guys, because they will follow you up the stairs and flank you when you're trying to deal with a Balder Knight. Bit of a pain. This is one of the areas that I like to use fire bombs. We're going to switch to fire bombs. If we run out, we can use black fire bombs. That would be fine. But here we got a mini boss. I don't think he would one-shot me. Maybe if it was a 2-hit combo. Maybe. But a +4 weapon will make very short work of him. I press the dodge button. Now, because of the buffer system in Dark Souls, sometimes when you press a button and it doesn't do anything, it's still your fault. So that could have still been my fault that I got hit. I'm not really sure. But what I do know is that I pressed the button and nothing happened. Go up here, we can see the beauty that is trying to riposte on stairs. Ah, we got it. It seems to work better if you can get diagonal from your enemy. Maybe because they have less of a height advantage on you. This is what I use fire bombs for. These enemies are getting damage buffed, and they will probably 2-shot me. And the big guy himself will definitely one-shot me, because he's one-shot me before when I already had armor. This is not a respawning thing though, which is why I'm using firebombs. And we're not getting close to this guy. We are using black firebombs on him. Guess we have to get close to him. Yes, that would have killed me. See if I can bait out attack, then throw a black firebomb, and he's down. You guys aren't buffed anymore, but I had a black firebomb, so I threw it. Alright. That is about as hard as the next boss if you don't use firebombs, to be honest. It doesn't have as much health in the pool, but they just do so much damage. They do a lot more damage than the boss, that's for sure. Alright, we got one more of these Baldur Knights. I always felt like he looked different, but I'm not sure if that's actually true. Alright. So we go in here, we find an NPC. And he's a very bad NPC, and he does very bad things if you let him live. He's also in possession of what is probably the best ring in the game, though. So we're gonna get that from him. Oh gosh. I did not mean to roll that way. He takes the stairs, so we're safe to jump down and heal. I'll take another one, sure. Party time! It's party time! He thinks it's party time too. By the way, dude, you just did like a fifth of my HP and I have no armor on. I'm very disappointed in you. Well, that was a close one. He usually winds up a little bit more. He's being especially mean. That one felt a lot easier. Alright, if he's not dead, then I'll just slash him when he gets up. He does have a red tearstone ring, which is pretty scary. Trading blows with somebody that has armor. Not a good idea. Alright. I should have just parried him again. But whatever. So for killing him, we get a fair amount of souls, a lot of humanity, and the best ring in the game. This increases your HP, stamina, and equipment load by 20%, or is it 30%? I think it's 30. Which is a lot. And my HP bar is already looking much, much bigger. And if I swing until I'm exhausted with a scimitar, I've got an extra swing now. 4 is a lot more than 3. It's pretty nice. Now that we're done with that, we have some other errands to. I want to get another Firekeeper Soul. Upgrade my scimitar one more time if I can. And upgrade my bandit's knife as far as it can be upgraded. There's also some treasure chests I want to open. We're gonna go down this elevator to get to said treasure chest. This goes back to the main shrine at the start of the game, but you can roll off there to get a bit of a height advantage. There's some stuff you can do if you roll onto that pillar, but I don't care about that. All I care about is this chest. 6 onward bones. Turn you to the last bonfire I rested at without losing soul. Very good. I don't know what this has in it. The other ones are, I think, cracked red eye orbs and a crappy weapon. I guess I could have taken the weapon to sell, but whatever. So you may have heard that Dark Souls 1 kind of lets you go wherever you want at the start of the game. And that's like kind of true. There are some advantages to going down here at the start of the game and not fighting like anything hard and just taking some like late game stuff. The ruins. But you're really not intended to by the developers, it's just there as an option. And the enemies there are still pretty tough at the beginning of the game. But apart from a few soul items, the main thing that you can find down here is a second Firekeeper soul. And there's only 3 in the game, so it's pretty nice to get early on. So we shall be getting that. I wait this long because I can comfortably kill the ghosts. Once I've leveled up a few times and upgraded my scimitar is the main thing. And also, if you didn't take black fire bombs as your starting gift, you're probably going to want to find some or buy some because they're very useful. You're going to need transient curse, black fire. These ghosts are weak to fire, and I'm not going to use a black fire bomb on all of them. But there is going to be a cluster of them that's really hard to deal with, and we should be able to kill it with 2 or 3. Use my transient curse. Makes you take half damage from ghosts and allows you to damage them. So ghosts are very slow, but if you don't have transient curses, or you're like level 1, they can kind of suck to deal with. Unless you know you're level 1 and have plus 15 pyromancy, but whatever. Single hand this and punch this. So I don't fall off the edge, but I get my transient curses. Now we're going to be careful here because a ghost will actually try to flank me on a narrow bridge, and I need to run back past it. Okay, we're good. Now just switch to our black fire bombs and use as many as we need. Got hit once, that's fine. Got more, no, that's a 1 in 50 drop chance, that's pretty nice. It is a dagger with really high damage, but basically no scaling. So it's good for strength builds, because there are no strength daggers. If you have a strength build and you don't want to use a very heavy weapon, which is totally fine, because equipment weight's a thing, and there are weapons out there that weigh as much as a whole suit of armor, then you can take that for critical hits. It's probably going to do more than like a mace, even though it doesn't benefit from scaling. I say 1 in 50 drop chance because usually weapons are a 1 in 50 drop chance. Usually any given piece of equipment is. And I've farmed for the Man Serpent Greatsword before, and it definitely felt like about 1 in 50 for that. And I've gotten that on several playthroughs. But the Estic there is actually a weapon I don't mind. It's a stabbing weapon that's good in close quarters. I don't have anything that's good for close quarters. I wasn't really planning on using the Estic, but it might be a good idea. And I suppose, because this is a challenge run, we can go steal from the dragon. So another benefit from the Master Key, and in fact the most important benefit of the Master Key, is that it allows you to open this door. This allows you to skip a large area of the game and skip a major boss. But it also lets you go over here and steal from this dragon. I don't think I'm going to skip the major area and the boss, because there are some decent rewards. You get some large Titanite shards and what else? There's something else. I don't remember. But oh yeah, you get a merchant you can buy some good stuff from. But I will skip Upper Blighttown because I despise Upper Blighttown. This dragon flips out and obliterates you if you take that item, the one on the right, or get near it. But if you take this left one, he'll leave you alone. And the one on the right is a pretty decent shield. Requires 10 strength to use, and I think it's got high fire resist. It's one of the Dragon Crest shields. In fact, I think it's just called Dragon Crest Shield. But yeah, that dragon would one-shot us even if we had armor on, so let's not fight him. And that soul over there by the door, I think, is that like 5,000 souls? It's a lot. All we just picked up was, I think, 2,000. That's like 1,000. So some good stuff. And we go back up if we can find the entrance. One of these days. Here it is. Now I'm just going to go back, upgrade my equipment as much as I can, and I can fight the bosses. We might not have enough time to do that, though. We'll see. It's not like fighting a boss really takes that long. This is the last bonfire I rested at, so I don't need to rest here again. I did want to set my spawn point, but I don't need to. Oh yeah, I should probably use that Firekeeper Soul I picked up. Yeah, Firekeeper Souls upgrade your Estus Flask. It heals more HP per use. They have diminishing returns, but they're still very useful. Especially when your HP bar gets large, and mine will be pretty large because I have no armor. I'm gonna go back up the elevator. Go back to Andre. And these sort of two mini-bosses, you can't really call them a tag team because they don't fight together, but two mini-bosses that we fought are no longer there. All of the tiny little hollows are, but they don't do as much damage. Luckily this is not Dark Souls 2, which means the armor is not flat damage reduction. So we probably will not get killed in one combo by those guys. Hopefully. I wonder if they have the highest number of hits of any combo in the game. Like, I don't actually know, but that would be cool. I wish I could use the Grass Crest Shield. I love me a Grass Crest Shield, but you know, the shield. So, can't have that. And I could just say no blocking with it, but I'm going to block with it at some point at accident. Go back down here, use all my souls. I hadn't actually paid. Okay, this is 2,000. There's another 2,000. Pretty profitable. So we're gonna buy like 6 Titanite shards from this guy. Oh, not that. I'm sorry. Alright, forge weapons. Scimitar is now +5, which is the max we can get right now. We'll increase our bandit's knife. Need 2 more Titanite shards so I can make that happen. We need another 2 more Titanite shards, but for real this time, because last time it was actually 1. So normally I'd upgrade my armor, but I can't, so we're actually done with smithing for the time being. We've got 2 plus 5 weapons. These are going to be very helpful. The dagger is not going to be as helpful, but it's still going to be nice. Let me check the time to see how much time I actually have. 12:21. I do not have enough time to do everything I wanted to do. So, I have to close the stream down here. I will probably start it again later today. It's going to be like at minimum in an hour, and at maximum never. But yeah, I do plan on uploading this entire playthrough to YouTube. It's going to be cut up into streams and unedited, but I will include in the description what we get done in that stream in case you want to go back. The YouTube name, I should probably put on my Twitch, but it's the same as my Twitch name, which is a combination of Quelaaris, my favorite boss in this game, and Quelaaris, what I actually wanted to call myself. So yeah, I'm bringing down the stream now, and I will probably start it up again later today in a few hours.